The Grim Knight. Okay, so let's talk about the Grim Knight, because this version of Batman is insanely dark and twisted, even by Batman standards. Picture this. In the dark multiverse, Bruce Wayne's path veers into some seriously dark territory. Instead of sticking to his no-killing code, he embraces violence as his primary method of stopping crime in Gotham. And I mean embraces violence. He goes all in with guns, heavy artillery, and anything he can use to deal death. He doesn't just take down criminals, he obliterates them. This Bruce Wayne doesn't hesitate to pull the trigger, using his arsenal of weapons to mow down enemies without a second thought. It's like Batman if he gave up trying to inspire hope and decided to become Gotham's ultimate judge, jury, and executioner. The worst part, his descent into this brutality started from the very beginning. After seeing his parents die in the alley, instead of trying to be the symbol of hope for Gotham, he decides that the only way to truly stop the madness is with force. Total, uncompromising force. It's terrifying because, for all his intellect, he starts seeing violence as the only answer. This version of Batman isn't the one we look up to, he's the one you'd fear. Instead of a bat signal calling people to safety, his bat signal is a symbol of domination, a beacon that tells the people of Gotham that there's no escape from the law. The Grim Knight isn't here to save Gotham, he's here to control it, and by the end, he becomes the thing he swore to destroy. Imagine being in Gotham knowing that your protector will kill anyone who stands in his way without hesitation. That's the Grim Knight for you, brutal, merciless, and terrifying. Bane Batman. Now let's dive into the crazy world of Bane Batman. Imagine a reality where Batman, instead of trying to stop Bane's reign of terror, actually becomes Bane. Yeah, you heard that right. In this version of the story, Batman doesn't just fight crime with his usual tactics of stealth and intelligence. He decides to take things to a whole new level and embraces Bane's venom to enhance his already impressive physical abilities. So, instead of being just a super skilled strategic fighter, this Batman is now a physical powerhouse. Bane's venom transforms Bruce into a version of himself that's even more dangerous than ever. He becomes a walking, talking tank. His already peak human condition is now supercharged by the venom, giving him immense strength, stamina, and raw physical power. So imagine Bruce Wayne, still as tactical as ever, but now able to crush anyone who stands in his way. It's like Batman took all the worst aspects of Bane, the raw, uncontrollable power, and added his mastermind intellect to it. It's honestly pretty terrifying to think about a Batman that can take out a foe with his bare hands, without having to plan or use his usual gadgets. He becomes a brutal force of nature, using his immense strength to overpower enemies and subdue them with terrifying efficiency. But the thing is, he's not just using his power in a noble way. No, he's doing it in a way that's even more aggressive and violent than any of his other versions. It's Batman, but now he's a walking nightmare with a giant chip on his shoulder, ready to dominate Gotham by force. Bane Batman is a version of the Dark Knight that becomes a fury of destruction, with zero hesitation when it comes to taking down criminals. The Black Knight. Next up, we've got the Black Knight, and trust me, this one's a doozy. So imagine a version of Batman that rejects everything we know about him. The no-kill rule, the vigilant protector role, all of it. Instead, Bruce Wayne here decides that Gotham needs a leader, not a savior. He uses his wealth, intellect, and resources, but not to fight crime in the traditional Batman way. No, this version of Batman decides that the only way to fix Gotham is to take control of it. He doesn't stop crime, he rules it. This Batman doesn't hide in the shadows or try to save the day in subtle ways. He forces his will on the city. Gotham becomes his kingdom, and the bat signal is no longer a beacon of hope, it's a symbol of oppression. This version of Batman doesn't just want to stop criminals, he wants to break their spirits and make them bow to his power. He's ruthless, using whatever tactics necessary to crush opposition, and instead of being seen as a hero, he's more like a tyrant. Imagine Gotham under Batman's absolute control, where criminals and citizens alike live in fear of his absolute power. The Black Knight isn't concerned with protecting the innocent, he's focused on establishing a new order, and it's one that's governed by fear and intimidation. He's not trying to save the city, he's trying to control it. This is Batman gone rogue, a Batman who takes Gotham by force and won't stop until it's his city, and everyone else just has to live by his rules. It's terrifying to think about, but that's the Black Knight, a version of Batman who trades injustice for power. The Red Hood, Joker's Batman. Okay, now this one's a real mind bender. In this twisted universe, the Joker kills Batman and then decides to take on Batman's persona himself. But here's the catch. Joker doesn't take on Batman's identity with any intention of saving Gotham. Nope. He uses it to wage a violent homicidal campaign against the city. Think about it. Joker gets all of Batman's resources, all his skills, his gadgets, and his knowledge of Gotham's underworld, but instead of using those for good, Joker uses them to create chaos. Chaos in a way that Batman never would. Imagine the Bat, a symbol of justice, completely twisted by the Joker's mind. Instead of serving as a protector, Joker Batman starts killing criminals and everyone who stands in his way. This is a version of Batman who believes that the best way to clean up Gotham is to literally wipe it off the map. He embodies the Bat, but he's got the Joker's madness running wild under that mask. Batman's tact, intelligence, and gadgets, combined with the Joker's complete lack of morals, make for a nightmare. He becomes the enforcer of terror, using the same fear tactics Batman used to inspire, but in the most brutal, sadistic way possible. In this version of the world, the Bat is no longer the symbol of hope. It's the symbol of destruction. Gotham doesn't need saving. It needs to be broken down and remade in Joker's twisted image. Hush Batman. Hush Batman is a really messed up alternate reality where Bruce Wayne's childhood friend Thomas Elliot, Hush, takes over as Batman. Now imagine this. Thomas Elliot has always been jealous of Bruce. They were friends, sure, but Thomas wanted Bruce's life, his wealth, and his place as Gotham's protector. But when he takes on the mantle of Batman, he doesn't have the same moral compass that Bruce did. He's ruthless, calculating, and willing to use manipulation and deception to get what he wants. This Batman doesn't care about the innocent. He cares about winning. He's using the Batman identity to take control of Gotham and eliminate anyone who stands in his way. His rise to power isn't through saving the city, it's through scheming and manipulation. He plays the part of the hero, but he's using that image to control the city. And let me tell you, he's not afraid to cross lines. This Batman is about getting results, and he doesn't care how many people get hurt in the process. Gotham's protector becomes a tyrant, and anyone who gets in his way is seen as a threat to be eliminated. Thomas Elliot may have been Bruce's friend once, but now he's using Batman's identity for his own selfish gain. It's not about justice anymore. This Batman is all about power. The Drowned. Let's talk about The Drowned, because this one is a real curveball. In Earth 11, Bruce Wayne is actually Bryce Wayne, a woman who takes up the mantle of Batman. But here's where it gets interesting. Bryce Wayne is not your typical Batman. Instead of using the usual gadgets and fighting styles, she's a water-based vigilante who controls the oceans. She's ruthless, and I mean ruthless. She's not here to protect Gotham, she's here to dominate it. Imagine having control over all the water surrounding Gotham and using it as a weapon. Bryce drowns her enemies, floods parts of the city, and uses water to strike fear into anyone who gets in her way. Instead of using fists or stealth, she uses the most unstoppable force on the planet, the oceans. There's no escape from her because she controls everything that touches water. If someone stands against her, they're either swept away by the sea or crushed under the weight of it. There's no mercy. She's powerful, and she uses the sea as her weapon of choice. The Drowned is a terrifying version of Batman who doesn't stop at saving Gotham. She goes further, taking control of it through the sheer force of nature. Joker Batman, White Knight. Alright, this one is wild, and honestly, it's kind of fascinating. In White Knight, the Joker is cured of his insanity, yeah, for real, but instead of staying as the villain, he takes up the mantle of a better Batman. But don't get too excited, because this version of Batman is not like the one we know and love. Joker Batman believes Gotham needs someone who can rule with an iron fist, and who better to do that than him? His idea of better isn't about protecting the innocent, it's about controlling the city. Gotham doesn't need saving from criminals, it needs discipline. According to Joker Batman, he becomes an authoritarian, one who thinks that the only way to fix Gotham's problems is to take control of it completely. It's a complete power grab, with Joker using Batman's image to instill order. But unlike the Batman we know, who inspires hope, Joker Batman inspires fear and submission. Gotham is ruled under his watch, and anyone who resists is quickly put down. Gotham is safer, sure, but it's under the complete control of an oppressive regime led by the Joker. This is Batman, but twisted in the worst way possible. The Batman of Earth 44, AI Batman. Now, this one's straight up cold. AI Batman comes from a world where Batman dies, and his AI is left to take over in his place. The crazy thing here is that the AI doesn't have the humanity that Bruce had. It's an incredibly strategic and intelligent protector of Gotham, Gotham, but it's completely emotionless. Imagine a Batman that makes decisions based purely on logic. No empathy, no compassion, just cold calculations. This version of Batman doesn't save people because it's the right thing to do. It saves them because that's the most efficient outcome. It's like Gotham has a machine as its protector, and it's ruthless in its approach. Any threat to the city is neutralized with precision, but without hesitation. It doesn't matter if innocent lives are caught in the crossfire. The mission is always priority one. The AI is brilliant and methodical, but because it's so detached from human emotion, it's much more dangerous. There's no Bruce Wayne's moral compass here, just a machine that does the job no matter how extreme the methods get. The AI Batman is efficient, but it's about as cold and heartless as you can imagine.